truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics. The truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics.
And rally behind you.
We should.
Tomorrow when you tell him
balance,
the truth.
In fact, he should have.
Politics on Spirit TV. My name is Paul Eki, and this is a show where ideas collide, opinions ignite, and perspectives are challenged across the board. Well, you and I can bridge the gaps in our community through the information sharing that we have, through the debates that we have, and we can shrink that space in our societies. But if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, you can get to our socials. That is at Spirit TV UG on X, formerly Twitter, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Well, we'll be glad to hear your comment. Later on, we'll be able to read, you'll be able to read some of your questions and your contributions to the conversation. The week has been busy, and of course, some of the major events happening, the presidential candidates and the other aspirants are scouting and searching and looking for votes. But of course, the one that has taken the media is the violence that is happening to, interestingly, one particular opposition political party from different places that they were at. And we will be discussing and having a conversation along those lines, or along some of those things. But also, today is the International Human Rights Day, and I know that a few days ago we had a conversation around human rights during the election period. But we will maybe have a thing or two, because I have a human rights defender in studio, and we'll be hearing from her in a short while. But also, before I introduce my guests, we're looking at the Electoral Commission supplementary budget, but also the new technology that we have when it comes to voting. What is the civic education that is happening? What is the significance, and how prepared are we for that? And just before I jump into that, I would like to introduce the guests that we do have on the show. Of course, to my extreme right is extreme left, is Mr. Charles Romushana, who is a political analyst, but also a former spy. And we are glad to have him on the show. Good evening. Well, that one, we leave it to him you can place the question to him. He will be able to answer it. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the show.
The Almighty God of all creation is great and exceedingly merciful. You talked about a spy, and you reminded me, was it Joshua? The one who succeeded Moses?
Joshua. Yes, Joshua.
Yes, he sent spies into the last territory of the said promised land.
Yes.
And I think they were accommodated by a prostitute or something.
Yes, a prostitute is the one who protected them against being found out or killed.
So the first person to go to where there is danger for the sake of this force is a spy, and is a friend of prostitutes. Yes, and you know your boss, Jesus Christ, also was with them for a while. But anyway, the message I have for you today,
Yes.
is what we call negative energy. I don't know if I've had the experiences of negative energy or people who are negative. You find someone says, but I hate my life. That kind of energy. That kind of negative energy. So in life, the devil or Satan will impact you, and you look at the negative, and you don't emphasize or you don't place your mind on the positives from grace. Yes, we don't know how we live, because the forces that want to take our lives, that indeed take other people's lives, are so heavy, they are so strong. But if you stumble and fall, and you stand up and you start walking, you will grieve more, and you forget that you are still alive. Even when we have a lot of loss, when we have a lot of pain, because the dead don't feel pain. Even when they steal what you have, because the dead, they don't steal from the dead. Instead, by the way, the thieves give money to those who have lost dear ones. So that is the devil, and the only way then we can defeat the devil is to focus 24 hours on the benefits we get from grace, more especially contemplating about God's love, because God is life and He is in us. That's why we are alive.
Thank you very much, Charles, for that message, and always has a word to say at any given point. Before he says anything, there is always something for him to say. Thank you very much. And always points us to God. Always pointing us to God. However much people are in shock and disbelief in one or another, he's always, I guess, Leonard, who is economic and political strategist. Political and business strategist. Thank you very much for the correction. Welcome to the show. We are glad to have you. We missed you last time, but we are glad to have you on the show.
Sorry. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here to discuss what I call the world's most expensive joke.
The road was not, the northern bypass is not it. The south is not it.
The other one is the most expensive road.
Yes.
The road is there, it exists, it's not a joke.
Okay.
But the Ugandan election is the world's most expensive joke.
Why do you say so?
If you have time, I'll take you through the cost of a ballot. One ballot in Uganda, and how worthless it is. Then you'll agree with me at the end of the day.
That is a joke.
It's the world's most expensive joke. Jokes don't come bigger than the Ugandan election.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. One would want. We shall prod that a little further, because there are different perspectives to that. But thank you very much for what a start. I will then move to our, our guest who's making her maiden appearance on today's show, and that is Nana Namata Mwafrika. I hope I have said it right.
You said it right.
Okay, thank you very much. A human rights defender and an aspiring woman, woman prime minister or woman minister for Kampala. Thank you very much. Woman MP.
Representative to Parliament,
yes,
if you like.
For Kampala. We are delighted to have you on the show. Welcome to the show. And even as you do, your moment of welcome, could you please make a comment on the human rights situation that we have?
I thought you should make a comment on her aspiring.
On her aspiring.
On where I hope to be. Yes, he did say the name slightly. Nana Namata Annette Mwafrika. Amenalongo too.
Mwafrika.
Good evening, our viewers. I'm glad to indeed make my maiden one here.
Thank you.
And it's true that I aspire to be woman member of Kampala district come 2026. Yes, 10th human rights defense have been a a human rights defender, I think longer than I can remember.
Yes.
From my girlhood, I did things that people thought, oh, why she's so bothered about the welfare of others. Yes, but the time that...
That's why I would have interest.
That's where you'd have interest.
That girl thing.
Yes, that girl. This girl, I'll steal for you this very short, very briefly. Yes. I sat on a bus. Most of my life is between the city, and once in a while you go and see Mukaka to the west. Yes. My maternal parent down in Kamwenje. Yes. So on my way back on that bus, it was almost school time, and a lot of school-going kids were boarding. And a girl that I think must have been maybe 15, between 15 and 16, boarded her little mattress and box going to school, and she must have been heading to Masaka. So those buses travel at night. It had left at night. We are well into the middle of nowhere. It's a wilderness. It's a village. It's dark. There are no street lights. And they come to her to take the fare, the bus fare. And it was less, I think, by 2,000 shillings. I was slightly older. I wasn't as young as her. Maybe I must have been a bit past A level. So they go, no, if the money is not enough, 2,000 less, no. They bang the side of the bus, the way the conductors do it. She has to get off. It's dark. I don't remember where we were, but it's dark. You can't see any way for her to be rescued. And the bus is full. It's so full that some people sit in the corridors. In the corridor, I remember there was even a guy with army uniform, and he was one of the people that applauded me the most. So the bus comes to a halt, and they want her to do it very quickly. Get up. 2,000 less. So while she's nearing the entrance, she looks back, and you can see she's getting teary. And I stood up. I'm like, are you guys really going to do this? The conductor, the driver, the ones watching it are all in agreement with this, that this 14, 15-year-old gets thrown off the bus in this middle of nowhere. I said, no. Either you take her back where you picked her, because at least there were some lights at the stage where she was picked, or you continue and put her where somebody could rescue her out of risk, you know. And then slowly, everyone else is like, yes, you know.
Interesting.
They all turn and look at her. Who is this girl? You know, they gave me a lot. And it became a topic almost all the way to Mbararo, to wherever.
I wanted to find out.
So for me, human rights defense, I start like that. I care so much about the welfare of others.
The driver and the conductor?
I think that what I did to them was teach them a bit of responsibility. One, stick it on the wall of the bus, that the fare to maybe this to here, this to there is that. What I did to them was teach them be responsible at all times. Let them know the fare even before they board.
Right. But they should have been punished.
My question, though...
You should have led the beating.
My question, though, is, do you think in our Uganda today, people actually understand the issue of human rights?
Sadly, a lot of people don't. Human rights, even the players in human rights, the ones that stand out, the things we concentrate on, the things that are concentrated on, do not let the common people understand what human rights is. Yes. On the simplest terms, if you ask somebody at their market stall human rights, they will cite maybe a big vehicle with different plates, big office, boardrooms and stuff. But human rights, over the past few years, I think that people are beginning to understand it, especially the women and the girls. We've had this 16 days of activism. A lot is highlighted about the rights of women. A lot is highlighted about the rights of the girl child. And people are peaking. At a good, steady stage, people are peaking, but largely, others think it's just some other maybe political formation of sorts. That's why, as a human rights defender, I'm always in run-ins with the authorities, police. You're simply saying, please stop police brutality, and they are coming for you and giving you a little more of the beating. So when you walk into offices, police stations or police headquarters, you will notice mission statements. There is something human rights embedded. But in action, it's still lacking. It's still, we still have a long way to go.
Thank you about that. I'll get to Mr. Gesa. You have mentioned before that you have a love-hate relationship with NOP.
Not just NOP, even NRM.
Even NRM.
Yeah.
I want to pick your thoughts on the violence that's being meted out. Either, you know, I mean, in Gulo, but we've seen other, you know, situations where, and it's strictly this party, you've not seen it in the other, you know, political parties happening, but it seems like there's something particular with this group. What are your thoughts when it comes to that?
You cannot expect, just to use an analogy of football, you cannot expect that a team that is interested in winning a match is played between two teams. And of course a referee in the middle. So you don't expect either of the two teams to go and begin chasing ball boys.
Yes.
Yeah? Ball boys are not part of the game, but they are part of the match day experience. So you have other players, the likes of Honorable Nandala Mafabi, Honorable Mugisha Muntu, there's another one called who? Bulira, Frank and the group. Is it the one of, no, there's one of National Peasants Party, something? So those are ball boys. Munyagwa. Those are ball boys. The real match, yeah, in this game, the real match is between the NRM candidate and the NUP candidate. And it's because the NUP candidate represents the anti-Museveni sentiment.
Yes.
It's not that he's a beloved candidate of the masses, but he gives them the most viable option to vent their hate. You know, the currency of politics is hatred. So they always need to get a vent where that hatred can be channeled. So the NUP candidate in this case, previously it used to be Dr. Kiza Besigye. Before him, it was Dr. Paul Kawanga Simogerere. So now, so the NUP candidate now is that vent that all anti-Museveni people, all Museveni haters, have to channel their hatred for Museveni by masking it as love for the NUP candidate. That's what it is. Yeah, it's not love.
It's
this that I'm telling you, I have even written to President Museveni before, and I have written this. I have told him, people do not love Robert Kyagulanyi. People simply hate what you represent.
What the
Museveni hegemony represents today. It represents corruption. It represents failed institutions. It represents impunity. So these are the ills of the Museveni hegemony, are the things that make people vent their hatred through the NUP candidate. It's not love.
You're sure it's not love?
Actually, if you go into electoral politics is not about passion or love. Yeah? People normally vote against. Yeah. People normally vote against. Yeah. And you will even see, even amongst the NRM supporters who are going to vote President Museveni, many of them actually are energized to vote because they hate Robert Kyagulanyi. They say, no, this guy cannot be president. So they're going to vote against Kyagulanyi, not to vote. They say, afadhali.
Let's have this one. Yeah.
So that is what it is.
Yeah.
But by and large, back to the question that you asked about violence. This is a primitive society.
Okay.
Yeah, we live in a primitive pre-industrial society. Yeah, where you still have people that shared water sources with animals, drinking water sources. I'm not making these things up. You're in the media, you see these stories.
Yeah.
You know them. So this is a pre-industrial, primitive society. It has no business with electoral democracy. Not at all. Anybody telling you...
we should not be... In other words,
anybody telling you that there is electoral democracy here is gaslighting you. That's why I have told you this is a joke. It's an expensive joke. The reason why you have violence in elections, election campaigns, is because, like I've said, it's a primitive society. So in a primitive society, what happens is that bullies carry the day. And once you give a bully an inch, they take a mile. So the NRA
Is the
and the police now, NRA working together with now the police, which is now also NRA police, if you could put it that way, are bullies who have been taking miles whenever Ugandans have given them an inch.
Yeah.
So the Electoral Commission chairman is not in charge of the election. He cannot call out the police.
Well, yes, one struggles to reconcile that because
Aziz Kasuja wrote to the police.
During his time.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you set out a roadmap, you
this
give
guy is not
out
in charge.
venues for campaigns,
Yeah.
and the
And then
police
also-
will come and say, no, we are blocking
No,
you
before
off this
even you
venue.
go to the actual events of the day, mindset. Start with mindset. What is the mindset of the NRA police and the NRA army? What is their mindset? Their mindset is that the campaigns by any other political player other than their leader must happen at their behest. They must happen at their own, a time of their own choosing and on their terms. What kind of nonsense is this? Yeah? That's why I told you, this is a primitive society. We are primitive characters. So we are dealing with, we still have to overcome primitivity as a people. We need to develop the right mindset. We must have the right mindset. In the history of East Africa, I have only seen 2 Democrats.
In the history of
In the history of East Africa, I have only seen 2 Democrats in public spaces. One was the late Raila Odinga, and 2 was the late Dr. Paul Kawanga Simogerere.
2 Democrats.
Only 2. There is no other pretender who comes even close.
Why do you say so? Because
I'm telling you, because these guys. No, Nyerere was not a Democrat. No, Nyerere was not a Democrat. Who brought single party politics in Tanzania? Tanzania is paying the sins of Nyerere's politics.
Okay.
Yeah, Nyerere was not. Nyerere actually was against this modern form of democracy that we're talking about. And for him, he was very clear about it. So Nyerere, I can, accept reference for Nyerere as a leader.
Yeah.
Nyerere was a leader who knew that he's leading a primitive society. In fact, I remember one of the arguments he advanced one time. He said that you cannot tell us to leave our economies to capitalism. Our economies are still small, poor, and they need, they need protection.
Right.
Yeah, we need to come in. We need to intervene as the government.
Right.
So Nyerere was not a Democrat. He never believed in democracy. That's why you see he believed in one-party state. The 2 guys I've told you, these are guys who lived democracy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
How many people have you ever heard that Dr. Paul Kawanga Simogerere is sued for defamation? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
No.
Have you ever heard that there is somebody, Raila Odinga, sued for defamation?
No, I don't think I...
People would say anything they wanted to say about this gentleman.
And it was.
And that was it. And they said, we are public figures. If this is what democracy means, people will disagree with you. And I mean, you will live to make your case another day. So these guys, when they lost elections, they said, okay, we will keep improving the process. We will go back like that. It was not a matter of death, life and death. It was not a do or die. What we are seeing now, that's why I told you that we still carry a primitive mindset, is that we have people who think that an election is a do or die matter. That being in state power, it's a matter of life and death. And that is why you see that we go. Me, I laughed when Norbert Mao was saying that we are going to have the quietest election. Because for all intents and purposes, Norbert Mao does not sit where decisions are made. When decisions are being made.
Is the one who said decisions are made in the room? Probably was in that room.
No, if you have...
By the time that was...
no, if you're talking about a wedding, you want to know what will happen at a wedding. You ask the page boy. Do you ask a page boy to tell you which food will be eaten at a wedding?
Let me ask Nana.
Robert Mao is a page boy. He doesn't...
Nana, you also a page boy. Do you want to be
Flower
a page boy, flower girl in this forthcoming? Why are you actually from what he has said about the electoral commission and the election? Charles, I'm coming to you. Why are you still aspiring to? Because you have an arsenal to give us
bringing something. Yeah, my as a human rights defender, some call us activists, and therefore PFF, People's Front for Freedom, nominated
So
candidate.
these are the colors, eh?
Yes, this is the color, royal blue and white. As that, for me,
I'd say you're
even
smart.
my party may not understand what I came into this for.
Okay.
But mine is resistance, resilience, disrupt it. Disrupt the thieving, the orderliness while we get, shortchanged. Show up. So for me, when I see these people that are, some of them being my leaders, calling people Bajega, calling people Kadodi dancers, in fact, I am happy with the ones called Bajega. That the ones called Bajega have come and told the elites, look you guys, term limits, all of you sat in that parliament, lawyers, engineers, whatever, Latigo, everybody. And then now that you have created a situation where people are telling you, Walukaga, I don't know why he was dropped out. I haven't really delved into it. But if somebody does not have O-level and he is also aspiring to come and lead the district or whatever constituency, what should this show? The ones that have created for this, the ones that have not planned or planned for this to happen as it is, to have majority people moving around totally uncivilized, uneducated. How do you challenge this? Let's bring more of the donut-making women, the Nana activist who stands and shouts and probably people
vote anyway?
Aren't they the people that vote anyway? Aren't they the people we need to represent them all? So for me, I come into this not to maintain the orderliness, but to challenge the orderliness, to challenge the thing that says, these legislators must have mastered the law and mastered this. No, we must come to represent people that look more like us. If you notice my dress code, since I've started to ask for this, I dress like a Mama Mboga lady. Hey, Mama, have my kitamba. I'm not going to sweat in your suits because we are coming to try and change the orderliness by which we have been robbed and shortchanged and lied to. Talking of democracy, indeed, when you look at Africa, our settings, it's all a hoax. You look at the European Union, my friends at whatever.
But you're participating in the whole
who are
process,
talking
not
about
actually
human rights.
saying
Yes, I'm participating, not as one who's saying, let's keep it like this. I'm participating as one who is going to come, and I'm not sure you're going to talk about decorum before you talk about the things that really affect the people that have come to represent from these informal settlements in the city. What percentage is it, the ghetto, and what not? The city is entirely a ghetto. Even for people that live in Muyenga, they are my neighbors. It's a ghetto. Look at the roads, the dust, everything you can't put on white. I am coming in to represent people that look more like me, people that do things more like me. I see it, I'm going to talk about it.
Charles is giving a bombastic side.
Bringing this decorum. You see, Madam Speaker, you're addressing people as Madam. Who are doing things that do not even entitle them to be called Gwe. You see? So we are not coming in it to embed, to continue with the business as usual. Disrupt the business as usual politics through which we have been robbed, through which these 8 trillion, they are talking of supplementary budget. Since I've got into this race as a party candidate, a candidate of a party that's recognized, I don't know, maybe we were too late for iPod or whatnot. All I have used is my my children's milk and mandazi to try and get seen, to try and put up a post. Nobody has funded this. Nobody is giving a hand. But as you're at that, you read about 8-point-something trillion involving money to secure tech toys. These technology toys. Who has taken this tender? What about the procurement? How many Ugandans know about this actually? So mine is
those
a coming.
Critical questions that you're
very
asking.
critical questions, very, very critical. Is this a necessity or just the continued excesses that we are looking at? So for me, I want to come and encourage a breed. I don't care if they are Walukagas. I don't care if they are background. Well, this is not to say me, I have my qualifications. I'm actually overqualified, I think. But if you have people that do not, if you have people being dropped out coming to maybe what number do we have that
So what was
have
the
dropped
Electoral
out?
Commission doing ever since? Anyway, we shall...
5 years, 5 years, and weeks to an election,
yes,
Parliament is approving.
Anyway. Yeah, but I'm coming back to you on that one, on the one. But Charles, so the Electoral Commission introduced the biometric voter verification kits, about 109,000 of those, and to offline, it says, to offline operations for the 2026 general election. And the machines will not only assist in verifying voters without enabling direct electronic transmission of results, thereby maintaining a traditional system of physically transporting declaration of results to the tallying centers. So this biometric voter verification kits, Charles, from your thoughts, and you've witnessed several elections, and I know that looking at where we are as a country where technology is taking root, is this a plus or a minus when it comes to elections?
First and foremost, I don't know how many times I should repeat myself with you on this issue.
Charles, a good communicator repeats the doesn't get tired of communicating the same message.
You would get tired.
You know?
Okay.
You repeat.
The purpose of the election is to determine what is the will of the sovereign. It is to get the indication of the will of the sovereign. And the guarantor of that process is the state. So the state is there, the instruments of the state are there,
Okay.
but they want to determine the direction of the sovereign in relation to any issue. Because the sovereign is the source of the law. Now, so therefore, the objective of a credible, free, fair, transparent process is to get an accurate reflection of the will of the sovereign. So that by the time you say the sovereign's will is that Charles Romshana should be the one to lead, it is indeed that will.
His will. Through that process.
Yes, because the process is already agreed on. So you cannot have an election unless you have got the sovereign.
In our context here.
So in our context, the one who now is supposed to elect is the sovereign, and the sovereign is Mr. Museveni. So that's a settled issue.
When you say it's a settled issue.
It's a settled issue because the power is still with Mr. Museveni. It was usurped in 1986 by the NRA, and they have not transferred that power so they still have the power. They are still the sovereign. That's why you don't hear of elections against the Saudi king, because that family is in charge of Arabia. You get so, and what he decides is final because he's a sovereign. In a democracy, if we were, maybe we would say parliament is the sovereign, but here the power was usurped in 1986.
Right.
And I've told you severally, I was at the tail end of the process to transfer that power to the sovereign, to the population, for the population to be the sovereign. And the power has never been transferred. Yes, so we have a document,
yes,
which you call the Constitution, but the power has not been transferred. So that has been the debate. And the debate had reached a stage to say, transfer power, and then we vote. we go into an election. Or if you don't, then we shouldn't have an election. What you call it what? A joke? You know, I call it a lie.
Expensive joke.
It's a very
Expensive
it's a
joke.
So, but in this, therefore you cannot have an election that is not cheated, where you don't have the electors who are sovereign. What you are only having is the National Resistance Army, as a guerrilla force, and rightly so,
Yes.
can carry out a study to establish the mass line. Because theirs is mass.
Yes.
How much support do we have? Even if it is 2% support, it doesn't mean they would leave power. Even if the support is 1%,
1%.
it doesn't mean they would leave power. But you can determine through this process the level of. It is just. So that's why we are. That's where we are. Now he raises another issue that those who have dissent against Mr. Museveni hate.
All right.
Who are driven by hate. Now that has also been the debate.
It's been, Is it?
Because I have, at a political level, I dissent on a number of aspects.
But
I don't hate Museveni.
You dissent.
Yes, I dissent. There are many aspects where I dissent. The others where I agree with him. Only that I sometimes don't emphasize where I agree with him. I use my time to emphasize where I dissent. Right? But it doesn't mean I hate him. I don't. I have no reason to hate Mr. Museveni. No. But I disagree. I disagree.
So where does this seeming hate come
now
from?
then you now have
yes.
a group for some reason who would want to blanket all who are in dissent into hate.
A group would want to blanket all who are in
So
dissent
that group is already in hate,
into hate.
but wants
Into hate.
to rope everybody.
to add more people to their
Correct.
numbers.
Yes, and I've been in that. That's why I have problems with the Chaguran gangsters. Because first and foremost, the question of hate was begun by the National Resistance Army in Ruwero.
In the world.
Yes, they exploited hate against Obote and therefore northerners. So no, he attacked Rubiri as if it was a big issue, and therefore wanting to. He rigged the elections, he attacked Rubiri, he did this, and then it came into conditional hate of killings, who killed what. So we still have the same.
Which is a situation.
Yes, that's why you see Chaguan the other day was posting. They beat a kid in Arua, busted the head, and the kid now has died because one is raising the sentiment of anger, but built on hate. So I reject that line.
Okay.
But I can oppose. Now then so where are we? Almost like 10 years ago, we had different lines of opinion. One was we could do a transfer, a transition, but without elections.
All right.
And we had gotten international support.
For that process, for that kind of
because the
transfer.
population is so weak. At a sub-county level, studies were done here. Because I was consulted by powers, by the way. Powers.
Not invitations, but
yes,
powers.
Yes, powers.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, I was in that process.
Is that the time of go forward?
No, slightly before.
Okay.
I met a number of powers. So, and we did a study that at a sub-county level,
Yes.
Britain would donate money for a borehole.
Sub-county level.
At the
All right.
Yes, the chairperson of the sub-county steals the money. So the money is stolen. So the borehole is not there. Now, the same Britain, DFID, gives money to an NGO to go and check whether the borehole is there.
It's existing.
The NGO confirms the borehole is not there. Then the NGO goes to the chairman LC3 to ask him, what report should I write for you? You write the borehole is there. But this NGO, the CEO of the NGO, earns more than the chairman LC5 by Britain. Is paid by Britain, office, vehicle, money. These NGOs earn more than ministers. But again, they go to the same ministers to ask them which reports they should write. You get? Now, but then you tell we carried out salary. This village is aware that the chairman stole the money for the borehole. They are aware. When it comes to voting, they vote the same chairperson. So that's a dead society.
Thief.
You get?
But these same NGOs, the MPs and all that body does it give them the mandate to operate, and then the supervisors are the monitors? So it becomes a bit complicated.
Maybe you're absent-minded.
It's okay.
So that society, therefore, in voting the chairperson LC3, who steals the money for the borehole, when they are aware he did, he's already dead. He's unconscious. So it cannot liberate itself. It cannot change leadership.
Okay.
So now what does Britain do? Do they send more money for the borehole, or you leave the population to die? So he said, okay, then we can facilitate the transfer of power. So how would we do it? Without saying, no, then don't go into nation building, but we can have it through a moderate Museveni. In other words, you don't go to repress, to put pressure on Museveni, to repress Museveni, but using an extremist, the one we are talking about, Haiti. Because then you will not have a transfer. You will have a rupture. You can see how it's being done in Kenya. Slowly, you reach somewhere. And that was agreed, and it culminated into the run-on processes where they made a document, and but eventually, interestingly, these guys again demanded elections. So no, we can sort out the 3 elections. Now, and then they gave him 7 a withdrawal route. He said, let's go elections. You get? And the same people the next day were crying. So we said, okay, no reforms, no elections. And I was in that campaign.
Yes.
I have remained steadfast in that campaign. Now, but in Makerere, we do DP reunion to build a base for the uprise in Central. Right? Why? Because of strategic depth. It's close to the city, economy, etc., and the population, and you know there is proliferation of information. The population has already peaked, and the Mwanga Chivumbis listen and say no, yes, but the president must be a Muganda.
And that should change everything.
No, and you see the guy. That's why you say I've mentioned his names.
Yes, yes.
Then one comes up and is attacking Besige, Mugende one way. I said, but you people, are you insane or what? And that's how they come up with each other. I said, but why? You see, when I want to do an uprising, you need someone who can bring Bayaye, who don't value their lives, so that Museveni kills them, then there is justification. You go and ask Mike Maviki. That was the concept. And this is the same person who did the concept for Shea. Sebagara, which was strong here. We even raised it on Radio 1. I said, but you people, that's not how they do stuff. So that is how you have Chaguran come in and his handlers. They used that network of Subi and built a base. The base was initial against Vesige.
Yes.
And the Museveni deep state facilitated that because they were sort of thinking a short-term problem of an organized FDC. So that's where the mess in which we are. But me, I have remained on my line. Don't do elections. Don't do elections doesn't mean Museveni leaves. Because the state must be there.
It will.
But let's now first to do away with the lie of elections. And I don't want to have the elections.
You have said that over and over.
This is not the first time.
Yeah.
Praying to my God, you will not have
And
that.
so you're nullifying. Anyway. Yes, Charles, I need to hear from you.
That now,
and for her, she even wishes so.
So that now, if we achieved that dream, then we would now have a conversation. How would we proceed from here? Because it's not us who pushed NRA in 1986.
We didn't send NRA to.
No, in 1986. They are the ones who made a program to return our power in 1990. 86, 4 years that they would return. They did not. They extended themselves. We didn't say return. They said, okay, we are returning.
They started with the 2 years.
No, 4.
No, they said 2 years, then extended to 4 years. Then they said now we are going into constitutional drafting.
Oh, yes, but anyway, we've gotten it. So let's call it 10 years to 1996. So if I don't have a problem if they say, okay, it will be 50 years. I have no problem.
No problem.
We will be here for 200 years. It's okay.
Yes,
but when you say power has returned, then it should return
to the people.
And when it returns,
okay,
you don't again hand over power to idiots. No. You must raise the consciousness of the people that they want to give power.
To find leaders.
That's why you have the issues of the Warukagas. We were not saying, in the CA that the uneducated should not rule.
That's not what you said.
No. You see, this president of China, he may not even actually have the technology, the science of how this business is run, economics, but he has some level of training that he can appreciate when there is a conversation about them. So if you say, we are going to build a ship, I don't need to know the science that builds the ship. No. But at least I will know strategically a ship does this, and if you explain to me, I can follow. Yeah. So we're saying if there's going to be debate on laws of banking, at least have capacity to follow debate.
Okay.
And have capacity to debate. If you don't have the opportunity for the two, for debating, because you followed, then take a decision, and an informed decision. And in our own estimate, was someone who has passed a level.
Should be able to.
Yes, 2 principal passes and a subsede. You should be able to, one, follow and take a decision. Right. But you don't bring somebody at the level of P7 to pass laws of banking. When he has not even learned a bouncing check, what really?
What a submission! What a submission! But I will quickly move to Nana, and you've heard all that Charles has said and all that Mr. Gesa has said. I would like to pose the same question to you. When you look at the biometric voter verification, kits. Are they a plus, are they minus? Because you're participating in this election. And I know we'll talk very briefly and then get into a quick break, and then we'll come back to you to continue. But please go ahead.
Yeah, so procuring what some of us may call tech toys this late into the election, it's only weeks away, it remains suspicious, especially to the common man's understanding. How many weeks do we have to the election? And you have trillions passed, supplementary. It comes off suspicious that even any good intentions therein will be easily, ignored and swept away as negative. Because when you listen very well about these, the voter verification kits, it is said it's like they are here to secure hackers from within, but not protect the insiders. Like it's not only
hackers from within, but not protect which people.
Secure from hackers.
No, secure from hackers.
But when you look at it, when they are saying it won't be. It's not online. You wonder.
So you bought these machines and you're going to keep them offline?
Still, a lot of the stuff will be done manually.
Yes.
Stuff would imagine where people have the biggest problems, transmission of these results, the numbers and everything remains as is. But you have things to say, to protect from people voting twice and whatnot. So the question is this necessary? Is it negligence?
All right.
Is it essential tech? Is it going to help?
Can we put a pause there, Nana? Can we put a pause right there and we pick it up from there right after?
Good intentions, risky reality.
Right after this message, we'll start with Nana and then get to Mr. Egesa. Otherwise, this is The Truth, Lies and Politics on Spirit TV. Do stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages. Remember, you can put your comment on our socials at Spirit TV UG on X, formerly Twitter, on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll be glad to hear what your thoughts are when it comes to this biometric voter verification kits.
Truth, the lies, and politics. Informative, educative, and analytical. Getting to the real issues that affect an ordinary individual in areas of leadership, governance, social, and economy. The truth, the lies, and politics